Hi there, my name is Will and today I'm going to walk you through how you can install Kestra on Windows. Kestra is built with Java, which means we're going to need to download the JRE to be able to run Kestra on Windows. I can do that here. We're going to use version 21, which is the LTS version, and we're going to select JRE and then click download on the MSI file. Download that and then we can install that. Now we can install this like so, or I can just accept that. Install for all users, and then we can just click install and wait for that to work. Now we can head over to the Kestra repository on GitHub, where we'll be able to download the latest binary for whatever version of Kestra we want to use. So I'm going to download the latest one for 1.2, which was our latest release. Now once you've found your version, scroll down to the bottom to assets, where you can now download the binary. Now that we have our binary, what we can do is rename this to call it Kestra.bat. Now that we have Kestra downloaded as a binary, we can now run it, but there is one problem. It's going to run with no plugins. So what we can do is actually install plugins before we start running it. Now actually using a link in our documentation, which I'll have linked below, you'll be able to access this workflow file, which contains a load of different plugins that you can then install. We're going to use this exact format to install them, which is why we're going to use this. But as you can see, it's io.kestra.plugin, the plugin name, and then the version, which in this case is we're going to use latest. Now I'm going to scroll down and install Python so I can run some Python scripts. So I'm going to copy that, go back to my terminal here and go to the folder that has that Kestra.bat file. We're going to use that to be able to install the plugin. Now I can do /Kestra.bat plugins install and then the name of the plugin, which I've done here. Now if we press enter on that, we'll install that plugin here so that we can use it. Just like that, Python is successfully installed. We can now do the same thing where we can do Kestra.bat, but now we'll do server space local. So now it's going to run a local version of the Kestra instance. So as you can see here, it's migrating the database, everything's getting set up. We want to allow this so that we'll be able to access this on our system. And as you can see, everything is starting up. Now, if I head back over to Chrome, I can go to localhost 8080 to access Kestra. And just like that, Kestra has now fired up inside of the browser with the login page. So now we can give it our email and our password, and then we'll be able to start creating workflows. Now, it is worth noting that the way we've started Kestra is using a local installation, which means it's using a H2 embedded database, which means it'll be creating files and storing data inside of a folder. Now, this is great for being able to just play around with Kestra, but if you're looking to do something a little bit more production ready, I would definitely recommend swapping that out for a Postgres database. Now, I'm going to show you how you can install Kestra using Docker, where it makes it a little bit easier for managing Kestra, but also for managing Postgres as well. Now, another way for deploying Kestra, and what I would recommend for production style deployments, is using Docker Compose. Now, what we can do is head over to the Kestra GitHub and download the example Docker Compose, which already has a Postgres database set up with the Kestra Docker image. If I head over to the GitHub, as you can see here, and this is linked again in our installation guide, which will be in the description below, we've got a Docker Compose file. Now, what I can do is download this with in a minute into our WSL2 to be able to run Docker. This basically gives us a Linux style environment, which makes running Docker a little bit easier. Before we get started, there's a few things we need to make sure we've got working. So the first thing is Docker Engine, which you can run using Docker Desktop. If you're using Docker Desktop, it is worth noting that when you go into here, under resources, you're going to want to make sure that you are in fact using the WSL2 backend for Docker rather than using Windows itself. Docker will run better inside of WSL2 for Kestra, so I'd highly recommend making sure that you've got this all set up. Now, I'm using Ubuntu as my distro, but here I've got it installed, ready to go inside of the Windows terminal. So what I can do now is actually paste this command here, which is going to use a curl command to download the Docker Compose from GitHub that we just saw. I actually have the Docker Compose file here inside of my directory. So now all I need to do is run Docker Compose up, and this is now going to spin up an instance of Kestra and download that image. Now I ran this earlier, so luckily we've already got the image installed, but you'll see a very familiar page that we just saw when we ran that binary, but instead it's connecting to a Postgres container as well, which we can actually see here is part of that Docker Compose file as Postgres container at the top here. Now, once this is fired up, which this is done like so, we can then go back to that localhost 8080 in the terminal like so. And as you can see here, I've already set this up, so we already have a volume, but we can now log into our Kestra instance and start making some workflows. So But hopefully that's given you a bit of an insight on 2 different ways you can install Kestra on Windows, whether that's using the standalone installation with a binary or a more production ready instance with Docker Compose. I'd love to hear how you're using this and your experience with WSL2. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions about installing on Windows and if there's any other guides you would love to see in the future.